I had a student one time that he scared me to death, and I told him this at the end. I said, I cannot believe that you scared me like this. And he did maybe chapter 1. And then the only thing he did to stay in the class was discussion forums. And he never bothered to do any more in Reading Horizons until the night before the class ended. And he
Oh
stayed
my
up
God.
all night and did them all. And I couldn't believe it. I said, oh gosh,
Well,
he really
because
scared me.
I made it to chapter 2 and I'm like, oh, I think that's next week. And then I kind of went
Yeah,
through and
you
did
can.
like I opened up the library and got all of those readings done and
Yeah.
that sort of thing. So it's okay just to keep moving on through.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, awesome.
In fact, it'll be to your advantage because some weeks, like there's only up to the first unit test.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden the next week, they want you to complete the other 2 parts of Reading Horizons plus the whole next chapter. So
Okay, good.
it's
So
best if
it's
you,
to kind of get it done then.
yeah, yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
All right, so I'm recording this too, so the people who miss the second half will keep going. I don't know whether you might as well be able to find us again, but from India. All right, so I was talking a little bit about 12 days. So if you let 12 days go by and you have not done a graded activity, you're going to be getting notes from me saying, where are you? What are you doing? Let's get back on track. But also, you'll be dropped from the class if you don't immediately get back on track and start doing some assignments. And that would be, if I withdraw you, it's a W, it's a failing. If you say, oh, I can't come back, then you would send me a message and saying, I'm going to withdraw, and it will be an IU, which actually will transfer. Oh, I got those backwards. I'm sorry, I got them backwards. If you withdraw, it's a W. And that one, you just need to make sure that you check with your financial advisor, financial aid, and also your graduation coach, just to make sure. All right, but the IU is what I would give you if I don't hear from you. And that is actually is an F that you would get in the class. And your grade point average will hit rock bottom with that F. So you want to make sure that you stay on top of it. Okay, let me see what else. Oh, for those of you in the Per 101, I sent a due date list of things when things are due. But actually the weeks will work Sunday to Sunday. Week 1 was the only one that started on a Monday, so it was Monday to Sunday. But then after this, everything is Sunday to Sunday. They open up on a Sunday and they close the next Sunday. Your initial discussion forum would be due on Wednesdays now, from now on. And then you respond to 2 peers and on 2 different days. And that's due by Sunday night at 11:55. Okay, and let's see what else. Just make sure you keep up with your deadlines. Go straight down the list of each week. And reading, you on weeks 2, 3, and 4, there's a quiz that's in Moodle, not in Reading Horizons. There are still the quizzes in Reading Horizons, but there's going to be a Moodle quiz as well. And you will need to make sure that you complete the Moodle quiz in weeks 2, 3, and 4. All right. For those of you in the reading class, Reading Horizons is 50% of your grade. So it's imperative that you continue to work in Reading Horizons. You actually cannot pass the class if you don't do the lessons in Reading Horizons because your grade will be so low. Let me see what else. I don't have my video on. I was looking for that. Start video. Okay, let me think what else is on my list. Reading Horizons is due. All the week in chapter 1 will be due this Sunday at 11:55 p.m. And the same with the Per 101, all of chapter 1 is due Sunday at 11:55 p.m. Week 1. Okie dokie. The textbook for the reading class is Reading Horizons Elevate. And the textbook for the Per 101 is listed there on your first at the top of your screen. Excuse me, I'm looking for my textbook. So it's called, it's on community college success. So you want to make sure that if you have not downloaded it, you need to do so immediately. All right. Any questions? I didn't have very much more to go. I should have talked faster.
I do have a question. Do you have, I'm really struggling, and it's, I think I've replied once in the reading class, but I know for my other classes, I'm really struggling with replying
Yeah,
on some of the posts. And do you have any kind of tips or anything for that?
sure. Whatever your textbook has some good ideas of how to respond. For instance, in Reading Horizons, you want to be looking at the lesson, the chapter 1 lessons, or the chapter 2, and find the appropriate response. Like if you're going to tell me a blended word in chapter 2, then you're going to go and look at what a blended word is and use that. You know, I chose this word because it has a
Okay.
BL blend, and you kind of expand on that. And what you learned, and back it up with facts from Reading Horizons.
Okay.
And per 101 students, you're going to back yours up with information from the textbook or from any of the readings that you've done in class. Okay.
What about if, like, well, I struggle with replying to my classmate posts.
Mhm.
And I'm taking another instructor's per class, but the posts aren't really open-ended to be able to comment on. And I think that's where I don't know how to reply to that.
Can you give me an example of one? And see if I can take them. Say, for instance, in reading is a little bit more
Reading's a
difficult
little bit
problem.
easier to see, and
Yeah.
I'm finding it's easier to respond in reading.
Mhm.
One, because I can kind of take the stuff that the Reading Horizons is doing and kind of talk about how I'm applying it with my
Right.
kids and my
Right.
student.
Right.
But like the technology,
Mhm.
there's a technology one for y'all's class as well,
Right.
right? It's the
Mhm.
same across. And I'm not finding that a lot of the other students' contributions to the discussion, there's not a lot of way for it. It's not open to respond to, and I'm not
Right.
sure what appropriate, like, would
Well,
you talk about
so-
grammar or spelling or
yeah.
lack of capitalization? Is
Mhm.
that what you give feedback on, or is it content?
Any of the content from chapter 6, right? That's what we did this
Yeah,
week. So anything in there, you could respond to with a statement. I found this interesting, and in chapter 6, I saw this, and what do you guys think about it? And
okay,
or somebody comments that they're not really good in technology, say, you might want to try this and this in technology to help
okay,
you improve your
okay,
skills. And you'll be gleaning some information from either what they put on the post or
yeah,
what's in the textbook. And you'll feel free to use anything from the textbook just as long as you cite it.
fight it. Okay, all right. That's huge help, because there's a few people who aren't very technology kind of thing, and so I didn't know if those were kind of thing. I mean, I did high school, so that was 25 years ago now.
Yeah.
So, what appropriate responses would be kind of
Mhm.
addressing those things. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Sure. And feel free to, email me and say, I'm really stuck on this. What can I say? And be glad to help
'Cause I
you.
want to make sure I get all those points.
Yeah.
So
Yes. Yeah.
awesome. Thank you so much.
Sure. Anybody else have some questions? Fatima, how you doing?
I was checking the critical thinking exercise. When you say choose one, but we have to review the exercise 6.2 in our textbooks, but where do we do that? I don't know. We have to type it in, send it through email. How we do that? I'm just confused.
I'm not sure I heard you correctly.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I'm not understanding you real clearly. So tell me again.
It's on the critical thinking exercise.
Right. Critical thinking. Mhm.
They say we have to read the exercise 6.2 in the textbook, but I don't understand if we have to reply to or to the classmates or what we need to do.
Okay, so
They-
when you do the critical thinking exercise, the first thing you need to do is to make your own post. You were supposed to choose one of the 4 emails, right?
Mhm.
And so you're going to choose one and you're going to say what you think about it. Was it rude? What kind of faults did they have with that email? What did you notice that they should have done better? You know, find if you were the teacher, how would you look at that email? And give your response to that. And then the second part was about your technology skills. So you want to respond to both of those. And it's just your thoughts in your initial post. And again, if you get anything out of the textbook, make sure you cite the textbook there right after your post.
Okay.
And then you're going to respond to your classmates after they post something. And you'll respond to them with some ideas that either can help them or, you know, what do they see? You know, do you agree with them? Are you going to go ahead and, you know, say, yes, I think that was a good idea, you know, and continue on from there, because your response has to be 100 words. Your initial post has to be 150 words.
Okay.
All righty. Marion, you're okay?
And yes, teacher, that is due tomorrow, right? 24.
Tomorrow is a deadline for the initial post. Yes, by 11:55 p.m. Are we good? Any questions? Everybody have a textbook for the Per 101
Yes.
class?
I do.
Okay. You can't do too well without it because most of the discussion forums are going to come from the textbook. So you want to make sure you do the reading that's necessary. Okay, are we good to go? We know? And this does not have to be the end. You know, you can make sure you email me. We can do another Zoom. We can talk on the phone. You know, feel free to contact me whatever way you feels best for you, okay? All righty.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
Sure.
you doing this and the
All right,
clarity.
well, just let me know what I can do to help you.
Are we doing
Thank
this
you.
meetings every Thursday or just when it's needed?
No, this would be it, but like I said, as far as a group one is concerned, but I can do individual ones. I can call you, we can talk on the phone, we can, whatever we need to do.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you so much.
Okie dokie. Y'all have a good evening.
You too.
You too. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.